Okay, I'm starting up the stream. Looks like the stream's going. Hi everyone, I'm TigerHawk3, and today, Python. We're going to be writing a game, not necessarily playing one, for a little bit, just to test. Okay, as the description says, we're going to add vertical guidelines so you know where a piece is going to land when it drops. And a little bit of refactoring that I noticed when I was looking at stuff a few minutes ago. If this and this self.check, it either returns early if it knows that it has failed, which means none, or if it succeeds, it returns true. So if you check and it's okay to go there, then go there and return true. But self.move right over here also returns true, because we don't move unless we have checked and made sure it's okay. So what I'm going to do is return this and that. So it's going to use short circuiting and say first we're going to run this with that continued on the next line. That's our implicit line continuation instead of having a Mr. Backslash. You don't want that. It's going to check, and if that returns true, it's going to say, okay, we have an AND here, so we need to check if this is true. We need to check the other one to see if they're both true. If this was false, it would be, well, it needed both of them, and we already know one of them is false. So there's no point in checking the other one. That's short-circuiting. If this is false, it will simply return this falsy value, whatever it was, none in this case. But if it's true, it will then do this one and return true over here. Check and move is in rotate and shift. I think this is okay because this is a kind of long expression. In theory, we could do if direction and down, and not this. We could just move this over here. But this is fine the way it is. How about this thing? This one we are just going to move over here. If not this, return, because we weren't using it anywhere else in this function. It just saved the value and checked it. Might as well just check that value immediately. Okay, so now I need to do tkinter stuff. When we spawn a piece, let me spin off a new thing over here. Canvas. Okay. Okay, my plan is to create these guidelines regardless of settings, and then have a setting for hiding them. It won't actually destroy them, it'll just make them invisible. I don't know if I can do that. Fill, the line color default is black. Let's see, I think there's fill equals empty string that is the transparent indicator. I think I've used that somewhere else. I believe that's how it works. But we'll try it. So first, we will put in spawn blah 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 all the way back here. let's say self.active, let's add it to the active piece. Dot guides equals, we'll make it mutable, not a tuple. Mutable. We'd sort of be, there's some weird stuff with immutable containers holding possibly mutable objects. Sometimes it'll work, but give you an error at the same time. Let me see if I can show you. Does that give me the thing? Okay. Here we go. T equals, alright, and what is T? It is a tuple with 2 list references. T0 dot append 1. Sure. Did that work? Okay. What is the situation where that doesn't work? T0 plus equal, I think it's this. 2. Tuple object does not support item assignment. But let's look at T again. It got the 2. Alberto Ceballos says, 1080p, did you upgrade your stream, or is this the resolution that you use for the coding ones? It's my first time seeing one. The answer to that question is, this is the resolution that I use for the coding streams, because they are much less CPU intensive. So they can handle encoding, my computer can handle encoding them at 1080p. It's the same bitrate, 2500, that I use, but I don't know why, but given the same bitrate, it's still more difficult to encode at higher resolutions. So yeah. So for this, I will use 1080p, but games and stuff, I have tried 1080p. 1080p works for games and local recordings, but for streams, not so much, because it has to send everything out immediately. It can't just store everything in a buffer and kind of wait until it's done processing. So for something like LOL, for example, which takes an entire core by itself, and this just encoding at 1080p takes a little more than 2 cores. So basically it ends up with like 10 to 15 frames a second if I play LOL and stream it at 1080p. It's not good. Technically there is an option of a hardware encoder for this particular codec implementation, something. I could offload it to the video card instead of using the CPU, but the system it uses is not very high quality. You end up with a really blocky sort of thing. I've tried it, doesn't look good. So I use the one that uses the CPU, and it looks okay. So yes, 1080p. So here we are, we have a tuple. Now this plus equal, T0 is a list. When you use the augmented assignment plus equals on a list, it is not identical to T0 equals T0 plus this thing. Let's E1 equals a list. I1 equals ID of E1. ID retrieves the address in memory of the given object. Let's see what I1 is. It's that. So there you go. And E1 plus equals 1. Now let's do E2 is also an empty list. I I2 equals ID of E2. And what's I2? It is a slightly different number. Ends with 8, ends with 2. E2 equals E2 plus 1. Okay. I1 equals the ID of E1. It is. The original list object, that reference is still the same reference to the same list. If there was, if it was referred to in another place, changes in one would still be reflected in the other. Now let's see, I2, that's the ID of this object right here, this one, equals ID of E2. Nope, it's a different one. Because what this does is, behind the scenes, it does E1.extend this other list. And the extend method mutates an existing list and returns none. While this does, okay, let's get the list E2 and let's combine it with 1, so that adds them together and creates a new list. And that is saved to E2. So this E2 label now refers to this new combined list that is a separate object. So, what does that have to do with this, you ask? Well, this is T0 equals T0 plus whatever. So, similar to what we did here, but not the same. E2 plus this new list, and then we assign that to E2, to this label. So over here, we're assigning T0 plus this other list of 2 to this label of T0, but we can't assign things to the T0 label. We can't do that. So it gives us this traceback, because it's a tuple. You can't assign new items in a tuple. But it actually worked because it did extend, and then it said, wait, we're trying to, we can't do that, and then it failed. So it's kind of an indication that storing mutable objects in an immutable container is not a clear coding practice, because you'll think, a tuple, those cannot change. The references inside them cannot change, but the objects pointed to by those references can change. So it can be sneaky. So that is why we are doing this, a list instead of a tuple. Active piece guides equals self.canvas.create line needs to be, I think it's just x1, y1, x2, y2, and then other options, right? Coords, yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's all well and good. Create line, x1 is the row, no, sorry, the column, the start place, times self.square width. And 0. And start times self.square width. Start plus width times self.square width. No, it's the same. x1, y1. No, it's the same one. I'm not drawing across the way. I want it going straight down, so it's the same. And then we have height. Is that a thing? Soft.height 720. Yes. Okay. Where is that? Where are we? Where'd we go? There we are. 20. And the next one. Gonna start create line. So this goes from something 0 to something height. And now we want the other one. Start plus width times self dot square width. And also 0. And same thing. Height. Okay. Let's end that. All right. And we want fill equals no, we don't have to do that because the default is black. That's fine. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Does it explode? That's the question. And I will turn off the music, assuming it doesn't crash. So there's the lines. And now you know more lines because we didn't remove them. That's okay. So actually what we will do is let's see, maybe I should just create one and then keep moving them around. That's an idea. So where do we make an active piece? I think it's in preview or something, isn't it? No, we make it. Oh, we assign active piece. Piece is active. What do we do in our draw board? Ticking, spawning, blah blah blah. I have an idea. We're going to draw the board and create the lines on the canvas at the very edge. So we kind of can't really see them. And then, when we have a piece, we will simply move them. Okay. Now I need those pieces. Where'd they go? Active piece guides. And they will not be called this. I'm going to take that out of there. I don't want that. And here we are, draw board. Blah, 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 blah. Preview canvas. Okay. Setting things up. Here's what we'll do. We'll just do self.guides. All right. And we already have the canvas at this point, yes. This is not going to be start. Let's actually, I'm going to need some stuff from here. All right, where are we? Draw board, okay. So I'm going to start it at actually 0. And 0. To this 0, and the other one is going to be self.width. 0 and self.width, self.height. Then we'll move all this stuff back over there. Alright, that's fine. All well and good. Actually, I'm just gonna do that. I don't think I even need more than one line for those. Yeah, no. For this one, maybe I do. Yeah. 0, 0, 0, height. Width, 0, width, height. Okay. Very good. Now, it's move. Isn't this a thing? Where do I move stuff? Drawboard, toggle, pause, move. Coords. Self.canvas.coords, and then new coordinates. Self.canvas coords, the ID for the thing, and then coord. Okay. Self.canvas.coords, self.guides 0, and this, and this, and that, and blah, blah, blah. Just want to move all those over there. And then self.guides1, and this, that, and the other direction. There we go. Very good. Very good. So when we have the coordinates, when we spawn a piece, we move the coordinates. This should be a method. Yes. Def move guides. Actually, will I do it anywhere else or only 2 places? It's 2, but I should probably do this just in case. Self x1, y1, x2, y2. And dot move guides. Ooh. No, it would be x. It would be the start and the end, the left and the right side. What should the method signature be for that? Because we know theirs are going to be 0 and 0. And this is the same, and this is the same. So how about left and right? Left and right. Great. So we have left and right. Then we will move this over here into there. No, don't do that. Actually, we want guide 0 goes left and left, tight and right and right. Okay. Looking good. Seems logical. What is this thing? Oh, this is, I don't need that. Let's make this 2 lines. Okay. We have move guides and we move the guides. When we spawn, we move the guides to the proper place. Let's see what happens. Unexpected indent. Guides 1, is it this one? 68. Oh, this is, I need a new one of these. Whoops. This is kind of important. There we go. That's what I wanted. Move this one here and move the right one over there. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, it won't move now, but it does move when I do that. Perfect. How about when I end the game? It's still there. That's okay. How about when I make a new one? Alright. Cool. Very good. And then I will move guides again when I move a piece. Move. Self.move guides. The left and the right. Column, is there a width? What's the width of this piece? RCLW. Okay. R times self dot square width. Actually, let's do the following. Where did I put that thingy? Move guides, because we always want to be doing this. Start and start plus width, and we will change move guides to be left times equals self dot square width, and same for right, and then left and right. Great. Check and move R and R plus W. Let's see what happens. That's very wrong. Okay. If we move row plus width, where did this go wrong? This should have worked. Let's run that again and see exactly what happened. Okay, what the blazes? What did I do wrong here? Only when we move do we move the guides. Row. No, I want the column. What am I? Classic. Okay. Well, I can't drop that one because I want to do this with it. Okay. Well. Let's do the following. I want a Tetris. It's gonna be a while before I get another of those pieces. But, so this is, a non-standard way of, here we are. Boom. This is a non-standard way of, determining where you are, where the piece is going to fall. But, seems to work fine for me. More Tetrising. Okay. Now we need a way to turn these things off. Where will that be? Where will that be? The bindings. Do we do all the bindings here? Yes. Okay. Dot bind. I believe you can do multiple bindings separated by space. So I'm gonna do that. G for the guides. Self dot toggle guides. Okay. Now I need to write a toggle guides. Def toggle guides. Self event is none, just in case we know it's gonna have an event. Self.guides 0. No, it's like canvas item config or something. Yeah. Okay. Canvas.item config guide 0. I need to look them up somewhere. Drawboard. Show guides equals this guide fill. Yes. See if we can do some fun short circuiting. So we have guide fill. If it's an empty string, I want it to result in a truthy string. And if it's truthy, I want it to be empty. Let's turn on PowerShell. This and 1. also results in 1. Okay. Or okay. So if it's truthy, so it goes to this, goes to that, this, or black. And nothing. A or black and nothing is still the same thing. Okay. Maybe or. This is known as wild guesses. Okay. Hang on. That always has the same result. So let's do or nothing. Black or this. One, always black. The easiest, simplest way is probably with just if-else, which is boring, but whatever. This if self.guide fill no. Have to set that. Fill equals this if self.guide fill else black. And then we can just set that. Fill equals whatever. Same thing. Okay. Let's see what that does. Doesn't. Oh, guide is not defined. Something's messed up in there. Okay. Oh. Guides. Why? Whoops. Did I bind G to something? I didn't think I had. I could have sworn it didn't produce an error before. Let's go back and do it again. And press G. Just G by itself doesn't do anything. The capital G does. Okay. Why does it do that? I could have sworn I could do this. This bind business. Okay. Fine. Is that used anywhere else? Nope. Okay. And all in our bindings, that's fine. I don't care. And now let's make sure it's called. All right. All right. Have you ever seen someone say all right in response to an error? Sometimes that's how it works. All right. G, etc. Okay. Turn off the guides. Okay. Oops, I meant this button. Now I have something exciting to fix. I don't actually need to fix it, I just need to, you know. I would like to this is what I want to do. There we go. Now what? Huh? Now I need a whole bunch of these red dealies. That's okay. Wonder whether we should add a ghost piece. That's kind of what's the correct way to do it. It's a pretty good implementation so far. So, I don't know if anyone is interested in having more stuff. The ghost piece, having this show up over here as well, but kind of fainter, so you can tell what's going on. But I can tell I'm already not having the issue of having to look carefully and line everything up and be like, is it really gonna drop right over there like this? Is it gonna be over here, over there? That's I'm not having that difficulty any longer. So that's pretty good. Was kind of the whole intent. I don't know if we need them, but ghost pieces can be nice, I guess. Put them back. So, if someone wants the addition of the ghost piece, I think it would be substantially more involved than these guidelines, but doable, I'm sure. It would just involve a lot more stuff to be doing. I mean, these work. I haven't made errors due to alignment so far. Helpful. See? It's pretty good. Yes, I know, because I'm going to do this right now. There we go. But yeah. I think this is a good implementation of Tetris. Plays quickly and quite reasonable. Yeah, it seems fine to me. So is there anything else for now? I think that might be the stream. I'm gonna turn off the sounds because the clonk and the wheesht is starting to grate. But could I get some actual pieces that I want? That would be fantastic. And this is with the nice RNG too. But, so yeah, if anyone watching this, either on the live stream or watching the archived video, really wants ghost pieces because you really want them, let me know, either in string chat right now or as a comment on the archived video, and I will take it under advisement. I don't want to make promises of stuff, but it should be doable after a fashion. It's already, I mean, these guys are already pretty good, I think. Right? Pretty good, pretty good. There we go. And that's cleared the slight problem. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Clonk, whoosh, clonk. Anyway, I do not recall what my the threshold was that I set for increasing speed. Was it 50 or 100? Because it does seem faster. I'll have to look at that. Don't remember what I coded. That will not fit. Okay. This is what we want to do. There. That's Tetris. Okay. Should there be a sound when it speeds up? I don't know. Maybe. Some indication. Although I guess it's mathematically deterministic. That you just have find out what your score is and then, you know, divide or something. I don't know. That's enough of that. What are we doing? Ghost piece? Score? Let's look at what the score thing is. I don't really recall how or where I did that. Tick, ticking, tick, 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 tick. Settle, preview, move guides. Isn't it in settle that things happen? Great. 1,000 over score over speed factor plus 1. Okay. So that's something. And what's the speed factor? Probably somewhere at the top. It's 50. Score over 50 plus 1. So it is every 50 score, which does not necessarily correspond to a deterministic amount of lines cleared. Should it add? Should it do something about this? Score, high score. I don't know. So you know how many rows you've cleared? I don't know. Maybe, if someone's interested in how many rows they have cleared, and not just the score, because the score is 1 for 1 row, 2 for 2 rows, 5 for 3 rows, and 10 for 4 rows. So, and And if you clear the entire board, you also get more points. You get 10 points. 10 points! Anything else? Rows versus score. We could do ghost piece. What do I do with this? Isn't there like debug and random? Okay. I think that feature is pretty much set, is looking good. That might be the stream. 50 minutes took us, wow. Well, some was coding and some was talking about code stuff. Wasn't like, okay, ready, set, go! So that's what we did. We changed some, we did a little bit of refactoring, just cleaning up the code with that, with the check and the move, and just doing things a little more directly. And we added guidelines. So that's all for today. But if someone really wants ghost pieces and not just guidelines, say something somewhere, either as a comment or here in chat, and I will see it because I'm looking. Whenever I look this way, this is where chat is, and yes. If you want ghost pieces or a row count, how many rows actually cleared, then let me know. Otherwise, I'm not sure what else I want to add, because the guidelines seem useful enough. I can tell where the piece is going to go when I have those on. It's mostly a matter of having things lined up, like, is this going to go over here? And then, you know, if you've ever seen anyone write on a blackboard and it kind of goes, you know, upward or maybe a little bit downward, depending on how they feel that day. Usually not in a circle. But that's why paper has rules, the lines, college rule, wide rule. So that's taken care of, and it's quite playable, I think. Ghost piece, row count, and also maybe a sound for the score changing. It's every 50 score. For the speed changing, I mean, it's every 50 score. It's not really complicated. Every 50, that's all it is. So that is the stream for today. Thank you for watching, people watching. I'm showing a few people watching, and Alberto Ceballos for stopping by in chat. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.